Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you my Vikings CGC Signature Series comic book collection. I sent most of these comics to Desert Wind Comics, who took them to get them signed at the San Diego Comic Con. They got them signed, sent them up to CGC, and got them slabbed and graded. I sent in all of the Vikings San Diego Comic Con exclusive comic books, and all of the Vikings Godhead and Uprising comics. I also acquired a couple of them off eBay, these two right here in fact. These two comics are the 2013 San Diego Comic Con exclusives and are definitely the jewels of my collection. This one is signed by Travis Fimmel, who is the main actor who plays as Ragnar Lothbrok. Really awesome signature to have. It also got a 9.6, which is an excellent grade. This one right here actually has 4 different signatures. It's signed by Gustav Skarsgård, who plays as Floki, the boat builder, Alexander Ludwig, who plays as Björn, Ragnar's son, Clive Stanton, who plays as Rollo, Ragnar's brother, and Catherine Winnick, who plays as Lagertha, Ragnar's wife. It only got an 8.5, which is not great, but the fact that it has so many awesome signatures more than makes up for that. I'm definitely very happy to have these in my collection. These right here are 3 more Vikings San Diego Comic Con exclusives. These are signed by the comic book artists as opposed to the actors. They include Blood Legacy, the 2014 San Diego Comic Con book, 2 nice looking signatures by Joe Bruscia and Ralph Tedesco in silver. This got a 9.0. This right here is the 2015 San Diego Comic Con exclusive. It's called Sword of Kings, and it also has 2 really nice looking gold signatures, also by Joe Bruscia and Ralph Tedesco. This got an 8.5, which for a modern comic is not a great grade, but this is probably the rarest Viking comic book, so I'm still pretty happy to get this signed. And lastly, here is the 2016 San Diego Comic Con exclusive. It's called The Bastard, and I got a nice gold signature there by Ralph Tedesco, and that got a 9.2. And these are the A, B, and C covers of the first issue of Godhead, published by Titan Comics. I really like these 3 signatures, especially this gold one right here. I think it looks gorgeous on that black background. They're all signed by the artist Cavan Scott, and they all got excellent grades, 9.6, 9.8, and 9.8. Here are 2 more of the first issue of Godhead, 2 of the 9 different variant covers of the first issue. I do like the grades on these, but I do kind of wish the signatures were a little bit better. For example, given that this is the blank sketch cover, I kind of wish the signature was more centered and possibly a little bigger to take up more of the comic book. Also on this comic book, you can see the silver signature here by Cavan Scott. The ink looked a little bit dry, and I kind of wish they used a pen that had a little bit more ink so you could see the signature a lot clearer. Here are 2 more issue 1 variants. They are the AOD alternate covers, and I really love the artwork on these. They both got solid grades at 9.6, and I really like the look of the signatures with the black ink on the white background. And here are the last 2 variants of issue number 1. This is the Forbidden Planet variant cover, and this is the Fried Pie variant cover. They both got solid grades, and I think the signatures look pretty nice on these. Here are the A, B, and C covers for Vikings Godhead issue number 2. I really like the signature on the B and C covers. However, I'm not the biggest fan of the signature here on the A cover, as it's a silver signature on a grayish silver background, so it makes it kind of hard to see. I do definitely think it would look better if this was in black ink. Here are the A, B, and C covers for Vikings Godhead number 3. All solid grades and all solid signatures. Very happy with this batch. Here are the A, B, and C covers for the final issue of Godhead, issue number 4. I'm a little disappointed with a couple of these signatures. This signature here, I kind of wish it was lower amongst the orange background because it's a little bit hard to see amongst the darker background. I think the signature is okay, but this signature, similar to one of the previous silver signatures I got, the ink looks a little dry and it's kind of hard to see. I definitely wish the ink was more clear. These are the A, B, and C covers of the first issue of Uprising, which is the next Titan Comics Vikings series after Godhead. I love the artwork on all three of these comics, and I was pretty satisfied with both the grades and the signatures. These are three more variant covers of the first issue of Uprising: the D cover, the E cover, and the Nerd Block variant cover. I was definitely not happy with the signature quality on either the E cover or the Nerd Block variant cover. As you can see, or as you can't see, potentially, this is the signature here, right by Ragnar's head, and you can barely even tell it's there. I'm not even sure what color that is. It looks like it might be gold or silver, but honestly, if I were to look at this comic and I didn't see that it was in a CGC slab, I wouldn't even know that that signature existed. I would think it's just part of the background art. So definitely pretty disappointing, so much so that I think next year I might actually just resend in a brand new copy of this comic and have them get it signed in a much more visible color. Similarly, this signature right here on the Nerd Block variant, it looks like in silver, is not very pretty either. It looks like the ink was pretty poor on the pen they used, and similar to this comic, it can actually be pretty hard to tell that this comic is even signed. If this was not in a CGC slab, I might not even recognize that signature. I would think it's part of the artwork. So definitely not happy about the signature on this comic and on that comic. Here are the A, B, and C covers of Vikings Uprising number 2. I was pretty satisfied with how this batch turned out. I do think the signature on this comic is a little small, but not that huge of a deal. Similarly, I think this 9.2 on this comic is a little bit lower than I would have liked, but again, certainly not as bad as the previous batch I just showed you. Overall, I was pretty satisfied with this batch. Here are the A, B, and C covers for Vikings Uprising number 3. Very satisfied with this batch. Got some nice big looking signatures on these against light backgrounds, so it really stands out well, really looks nice. Also very satisfied with the grades on these. This got a 9.6, this got a 9.8, and this got a 9.8. Overall, you can't ask for much better than that. Definitely very satisfied with this batch. And finally, these are the last three comic books of the video. They are for the fourth and final edition of Vikings Uprising, the A, B, and C covers. I really like the location of this signature on the sword. It looks pretty cool next to the ravens, although the 9.2 is a little bit lower than I would have liked. And I'm pretty satisfied with the signatures and grades on the B and C covers as well. So yeah, that's my entire Vikings CGC Signature Series collection. I'm a huge fan of the Vikings TV show and collecting memorabilia related to the show, and I'm definitely really proud to have this set in my possession. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys check out some of my other Vikings videos, and yeah, until next time.